Hello and welcome to all of you June people to see how your birthday month in 2026 will progress. This is Karen's Colours and I'm Dr. Karen. The colours that we looked at for May 2026 showed that there were a number of difficulties that we had to negotiate throughout that month. And if your month went smoothly, then wonderful for you. On the other hand, if it was a bit rough, let's see what June will bring for you, shall we? For myself, it started off smoothly enough and then gradually progressed further and further into a period in which I really started to reevaluate these readings. Are they in fact even valuable to people? I don't get much feedback, but if you're planning on making such feedback, please feel free. I'd like to hear from you. If you're new here, of course, you'd probably be a little confused. My colour readings are not all love and light and wishful thinking. I read the colours as they turn out. And if that's something that doesn't appeal to you, then perhaps a tarot reader might be more your style. So I guess we need to get started. Let's choose some colours for people born in the month of June to see what will happen. And the first thing we're looking for is the strength that you bring in with you, and that is red on black. The obstacle you need to face is green on orange. And the support energy that you bring with you throughout the month is white on purple. Beginning with your strength. Red on black. Black as the motivator inside yourself is all about being able to withdraw, to keep things to yourself, keeping secrets, being silent. Red in the real world, on the other hand, also says that there is a fair degree here of need to get active. Between these two colours, red and black together, always has to do with some sort of sexuality conflict. Now, sexuality conflict is not associated with gender. It's associated with the way in which you present yourself to the world. Are you a go-getter? Are you somebody who simply stands in the background and doesn't take many risks? Either way, this red and black together is offering you the opportunity to keep yourself contained while in the real world exhibiting some sort of impulsive behavior that will enable you to get things done. It's a combination that's associated with high activity, but it's also a combination associated with secrecy. So how do you maintain activity whilst being quite silent about the way in which you undergo that or undertake that activity? For that, we need to look at the obstacle that you're facing. And here we have green over orange. When orange appears in the internal world, it's all about a lack of courage. It's something that you need to stand up. You need to find yourself able to fight to survive, to be able to do those things that will enable you to feel as though you have accomplished something real. But in the real world, what you have here is green, and green is all about escapism. It's all about getting away from things, finding a new path, checking out new ideas, new ways of doing things, and at the same time, challenging your own values. What is it that you find is appealing to you, and do you have the confidence to go ahead and get that? Because this happens to be the obstacle, I would dare say that this is what is lacking. You need to find that confidence, and you need to grasp at the opportunities that come your way. So what is supporting you in this journey? Here we have white over purple. Purple in the internal world has to do with being in contact with those aspects of yourself that are powerful. What is it about you internally that drives you forward? Whatever that is also drives you into all sorts of different directions. White gives no actual guidance as to where you're going to go. So here the white on purple gives us the impression that you have power internally, and that's sort of established here with the black that you have here, which is very much being able to be self-contained. But the purple here is more about using that power not only to have fun, but also to extend yourself beyond the sorts of ways in which you would normally interact with life. The clear or the white on the top is all about heading off in various different directions. And in many respects, this combination has to do with self-defeat, but also addictive behaviors. What is it that you keep repeating over and over and over again? And are you actually getting any results from that? Let's have a look at the colors that are missing, because they are important to describe for us what it is that you need to deal with throughout the month. Now, we have black, we have white. There's red, but there's no yellow. You have green, there's no blue or brown. You do have orange, there's no purple, no grey, sorry. There is purple, there is no pink, and there is no cyan. So in effect, these 6 colours, yellow, blue, brown, grey, pink, and cyan, are all colours that give directions as to what sorts of skills you might add to your repertoire here. If you are in a situation where you are attempting to stand up for yourself, to become somebody, to give some direction as to who you are and how you represent yourself to others, and at the same time you lack the courage, the confidence to actually get out there and try something new because you keep doing the same things over and over and over again, then any of these colours here representing different sorts of skills will be helpful to you to choose what it is that you might do in order to change whatever this cycle is all about. But there are also other issues that we have here. So let's just remove these for a moment and have a look at these. Here we have red on black. We have orange and green. And we have white on purple. Now, sometimes these issues can come across as being something slightly different. So we'll just remove the underlying energy for a moment, the supporting energy, and look at what happens when we play with the 2 sets of energies here, the strength and the obstacle that you're dealing with. Well, we do this by swapping over the underlying drivers. And now we have a situation where, on occasion, you might find yourself with a need for confidence in order to take a major risk throughout the month of June. Rather than be hiding, as you were here, with the red on the black, where you're keeping yourself silent and away from and protected in many ways from what's going on. Here, there is a sudden need to get out there and to do something that enables you to feel as though you are the boss. You're in charge. You can take a major risk and you can come out of the other end quite unblemished. On the other hand, we also have here a mixture of this need to get away, to keep yourself quiet and isolated. And in the real world, opportunities are coming your way. So what do? Here, you're lacking the confidence to get out there and grab those opportunities. But here, you are actively avoiding those opportunities. So what's going on? Why do you need this driver to keep away from both the red and the green? Now, red and green are interesting because they're almost opposites on the color wheel. So here is a movement from action to passive avoidance of things. Action being the risk that you're taking, what it is that you need to do. Avoidance being the things that you are not taking on when that opportunity arises for you. What happens when we include the underlying energy? Let's just put these back for a moment. If we add the underlying energy to your strength, then what we do, again, swapping over the drivers, the motivators, what we have here is purple, that is your own power, coming forward as not only a risk taker, but something that is incredibly energetic. Together, red and purple are about optimism. They're about being able to move forward, to progress on a very steady but unstoppable pace. Here you have the opportunity to do something in the real world that may be risky, but at the same time, it satisfies your need for being in control of yourself. As well as that, you also have white and black together. Now, when white and black, or black and white, whichever way you want to talk about it, come together, it means that here is a movement of extremes. There is a tendency here for you to use things as those extremes. You don't seem to be able to find that middle road. The middle road is here in the grey. That's one of the colours that's missing. However, the opportunity for you to create that middle road is still there, provided, of course, that you are prepared to look at the reality as well as the things that cause you to want to retreat. Are you open to new experiences? This would tend to suggest that perhaps you'd be very cautious. At the same time, that caution also allows you to see truth for what it is. You know what is true, you know the black and white, the extremes of what you are experiencing throughout June. What happens, though, when we take that underlying energy, that support energy, and now cross it over with the obstacle? Now here, if we take the orange that was here as part and parcel of your inability to feel confident and replace it with purple, then instead of a lack of confidence, we now have this lack of power. But the lack of power is also seen, because it comes from the supporting energy, it can also be seen as being of value to you because it enables you to tread the path between red and blue, the two component colors of purple. When you tread that path, it means that you can accept the fact that you are able to create your own reality. You are able to have fun, enjoy life, and in the real world, take on those opportunities. Now, purple and green together offer you the option of becoming quite a social person, somebody who is able to this is the combination that I normally associate with the ideal hostess. This is someone who is in charge and at the same time is able to deal with whatever novelty comes along and manage those issues without losing your own power. But remember, this comes through from the obstacle side. So this is the challenge that you need to face. How are you going to maintain your power in the face of new things happening to you in June? Here we have the orange and the white crossing over. And this is also a very uncomfortable challenge, because when you lack confidence about everything and anything in your life, then we have here a situation where you are in a constant state of alarm. And that alarm can lead you to make mistakes, and those mistakes are often associated with this having to be in control when new things are happening, when new spaces open up for you, when new experiences occur, and you aren't ready for them just yet. So let's now look at those colors that are missing, because here we have colors that are important in what you can do to overcome some of these issues. Yellow requires you to think and to remember things from the past. What have you learned, and how can you put that into your current existence? Blue is about being understanding, being able to take things from the past and again put them into the now, because you now understand how things are to go. It's all about responsibility and duty as well. You know what needs to be done, so go ahead and do it. Brown is also a work color. And this time, however, it's about ambitions. What are your goals? What do you actually want to achieve in traveling through this month of June? Grey is, as I said, a color that's missing, but it's also associated with your strength. So it's an opportunity here for you to overcome what is unknown, what is unknowable, and come through using a middle road. Pink is all about being able to accept assistance when you need it, even being able to ask for it if necessary. And cyan is about finding that peace and harmony and contentment that comes from everyday experiences that you simply are allowing yourself to be satisfied with. So, looking at these colors, which is the most appealing and which is the least appealing for you? Take those two and incorporate them in your life and watch what happens. Well, I guess that the color reading for this month is one that you can either take as a positive if things are going well for you, but for some of you, it's going to be something that is a bit of a struggle. That struggle continues on from what's been happening during the rest of this year. Let's hope that you can make something positive out of whatever your reading is, and specifically out of the colors that you have chosen to use as your treatment or therapy colors. Having a look at what is available to me this month, looks like it's going to be a repetition of what I had in May, and that wasn't easy to deal with. Still, I'm here, and hopefully I'll be back in July for another set of readings. In the meantime, may the colours of your life bring you all the joy and happiness that you deserve. And I'll catch you next time. Bye.